North and east of Sancuary at the end of the lake, you will find the Robotics Disposal Ground. Now, as you can see, it's supposed to be for robots, but there's really only one Sentry bot. It primarily just has a bunch of, well, trashed vehicles that have been left here to kind of disintegrate, by time and weather. Here you'll find a fusion core, a military circuit board, and a trunk. Back here you'll find yourself a Fat Man, which is a really neat find for so early in the game, yes? Up here we got a bit of a bunker going on. And it actually kind of leads up to a road. Now, generally, there's a Fat Man here, but sometimes it won't spawn. But you can't really pick it up as it currently is placed in the world, so you kind of have to gently bump into it to dislodge it. Hopefully it doesn't fly off and disappear. Ooh, it won't. There we go. There we go. And you'll have a mini nuke for your Fat Man. Now, if we go inside the building here, which is illuminated by a lamp, I'm kind of surprised this place has electricity still, but, whatever. Go inside and you'll find, assortment of stuff. You'll get a first aid kit in here, some circuit boards, a battery, of course you got yourself a workbench, get yourself a a toolbox with, duct tape and whatever else you might find in it, some stim pack, and of course a issue of Hot Rodder.
Excellent.
So you give yourself a new paint job for your power armor. Good stuff. And of course we got ourselves a terminal. Now the terminal is just a bunch of different things. You got a delivery log here that kind of just tells you what showed up. It even mentions the Sentry bot. One prototype Sentry bot at the very top. It has a list of all the other things that did show up here, apparently, but those things have been gone. So maybe, just maybe, they had already been scrapped and taken away. Who knows? Here we got a bunch of employee notes from Mike and Dylan. Mostly it just explains how that Sentry bot showed up, and some of the people were kind of shady and stuff. You can go ahead and, read it once you're here. Then, of course, we got a holotape that's inside the actual terminal itself, which you can eject. The Combat Sentry Proto Mark IV holotape. You can play it here, or you can take it, and you can play it on your Pip-Boy. Now, the interesting thing about this holotape, if we can actually get to the right spot, here we are. It gives you the information, which tells you about that this is a bit of a, what do you call that? It doesn't operate properly. It gives you a bit of a warning, and so they're not responsible if you hurt yourself while trying to activate the Sentry bot. Now, by activating the Sentry bot, it gives you the warning again. And if you agree to it, you continue onward. It gives a bit of delay, and then, yep. There we go. Now, the Sentry bot is pretty much harmless to you. It's neutral, to be honest. As long as you don't damage the Sentry bot, the Sentry bot won't harm you. But by activating the Sentry bot, you actually activate a bit of a... It's not scripted, but you do activate the mole rats in this area. And the mole rats will attack you, but they will also attack the Sentry bot. And if the Sentry bot notices him, they'll attack the mole rats. Oh, here we go. There you go. Now, let's say if you go back into your computer here, or your Pip-Boy, and you activate the holotape again, you can turn them off. You can engage a defense protocol. You can initiate self-destruction. So, but you can blow him up, and when he blows up, you can take his scrap and he has what is that called? Fusion cores on him as well. So, if you activate his defense protocol, it gives you basically 3 locations: Fort Hagen, which is where Kellogg is at; the Reverse Satellite Array, which is filled with super mutants; South Boston Military Checkpoint, which has a couple of gunners there; and USAS Olivia, which is really close by. And if you select these locations, the Sentry bot will leave this location and will travel to those other locations. You can follow him to see what happens, But I've discovered that the times that I follow him, he doesn't really survive the journey. He usually runs into too many enemies, takes too much damage, and actually ends up going across the bridge that has frag mines on it, and just kind of gets taken out that way as well. Because on that bridge there are also vehicles that explode because of the frag mines as well. So he generally doesn't make it to South Boston. He does make it to Satellite Array. He makes it to the reverse Satellite Array, but he doesn't really make it to South Boston very often. But as I said, USAF Olivia is pretty nearby. It's right over there. If you send him over there, he will actually fight the raiders and the mole rats and the bullet flies that are there. Now, I don't want to say this as a certainty, but this is probably the only out in the wild sentry bot you can encounter that's not hostile to you. You can build your own sentry bots, with the Automatron DLC, but I'm fairly certain this is the only one in the game that's just kind of out there in the wild that is not hostile to you.
Do not interfere with security operations.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button. I love your faces, and I'll see you in the next video.